once began as a test for man has turned into a fury of pulling power. From air-launching monster trucks to the quest for speed and time, the unlimited matching of wheels and motors has sent us spinning into the world of wheel power, power-packed motorsports. It's the excitement of power that puts man on the edge and the quest for victory that takes him over.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight, we've got competition of a different kind. Monster truck racing from the home of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Falcons. It's going to be something that the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium has never seen before. We've got over 30,000 fans here in the stadium to witness this competition. It's going to be wild and crazy action, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the All-American Motorsports Series. This could be a good one developing right here. Remember the Dane boys out of Texas don't like to lose. Either does Dale Hancock with the Crimson Crusher. All right, gentlemen, bring your trucks to the line. The red light is on. Al Goss ready with the switch. He makes sure it's thumbs up from both drivers. Here they come, they're racing. Here comes Awesome Kong. Here comes Crimson. Oh, Awesome Kong's got some problems. No, Crimson Crusher's got problems. Awesome Kong has got to stay on the outside lane. Crimson Crusher's going to gain right here. Here they come. Right down to the finish. Right down to the finish. Here they go. Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. Unbelievable. Awesome Kong, Jeff Dane. Unbelievable. Oh, he has broken. It looks like he has broken something. All right, we're going to try to get Mike Snyder down here at trackside. You can see as Awesome Kong went over that last set of cars, a big part laying on the track. Mike, what happened to Awesome Kong?
It looks like he had some problems with his steering on the front end, Dave, and then he also had a transmission leak, so we sent him outside to get him ready for the next round.
All right, can he get fixed?
I think he can. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think he'll be back.
All right, good luck. All right, Mike Snyder saying big problems with Awesome Kong. I don't know if he can come back. Mad Dog. Oh, this is going to be fun. Going against the Southern Crusher. Southern Storm against Mad Dog.
A new face on the Redman TNT Monster Truck Circuit, Southern Storm out of South Carolina with Robbie Giles at the wheel, will be going up against one of the best, John Breen and Mad Dog. Mad Dog is having problems with the fuel injector, so it's anybody's race.
Southern Storm against Mad Dog. Southern Storm against Mad Dog. Here they go. Here they go. Southern Storm against Mad Dog. Mad Dog, John Breen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Southern Storm against Mad Dog, and what a finish it was. Mad Dog barely winning it by just a couple feet. John Breen out of Jefferson City, Missouri. The Breen Boys Racing Toys has made a tremendous run across the cars, but it wasn't easy. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, John Breen, climbing out of this beautiful Chevrolet Blazer. Let's give him a nice round of applause here in Atlanta, everybody. Not your everyday go-to-work truck, all right, John Breen? We say congratulations, but it was not that easy a win.
No, not at all. My truck's not running very good. I'm having a real hard time.
What's the matter with it?
The fuel injection's messed up on it.
All right, this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out battle right to the end. Who do you think's going to be in the finals?
Oh, I'd say there's going to be a big blue one in the finals.
All right, well, good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, John Breen, he hopes that he's in the finals as well.
This is the last heat of round two, and we have two of the toughest going head-to-head. A proven champion, Steve Dane and King Kong, lining up with a spoiler, Dale Harris in Casper. These two have been going at each other all winter long, and this promises to be a real grudge match.
Steve Dane against Casper. All right, Casper, the friendly ghost. Dale Harris out of Pearl, Mississippi, the 80 Toyota against the Ford of Steve. No! Look at this! Oh, wow! Unbelievable! Oh, look! Oh, King Kong and Casper, they're rocking Saka back and forth. This is wild. This is crazy. Uh-oh, here comes Awesome Kong. Oh, that's right to the end. Yeah, oh, my word. I'm not sure who won it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is great monster truck racing, and they've seen a super race here in Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium. Wheel to wheel. We don't know who won it right now. We'll give you the results here in just a moment. Very close from our vantage point here at trackside. The drivers side by side, wheel to wheel, non-stop action. I tell you, it went right down to the wire. Casper driven by Dale Harris out of Pearl, Mississippi. Southern Storm going against Rambo. Rambo driven by Bill Weaver out of Syracuse, New York. All right, Chevy against Ford. The camera crew leaves the starting line. Watch that red go to green. Al Goss is going to flip the switch any moment. The drivers are ready. This ought to be a good race. Right down to pedal to the metal. Here they come. And you can see Southern Storm gets off first. Oh! Be careful, but Rambo caught up, but he's got problems. Here comes Southern Storm. Robbie Giles out of Charleston, South Carolina. And Rambo has quit. Here comes Southern Storm. Robbie Giles making it look easy. And Southern Storm is going to win it. Southern Storm, Robbie Giles is going to win it. A great run for this Ford Ranger out of South Carolina. Robbie Giles, congratulations, a good run, but it looks like your competition conked out.
Yeah, one of those lucky breaks, I guess. I didn't notice until I already made my turn down there, but just one of those lucky things.
This looks like a tough course, especially for the racer on the outside of it.
It's rough. It's one of the roughest courses I raced this year.
Robbie Giles from South Carolina, he wins his round.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Charlotte, North Carolina, Monster Truck National. Plenty of action this evening as the top monster truck in America have gathered at Charlotte for your enjoyment. Casper out of Mississippi for the Toyota cab. Dale Harris. Goldust Express for the Ford cab. So far in the second round of eliminations, we've had two Fords come out. The one from Texas, he advances. Now we got a Ford coming out from Michigan going up against a Toyota out of Mississippi, trying to stay alive on the Red Man Tour. Hill. Mississippi in the white truck, Michigan in the brown. Who's it going to be? The winner stays alive.
Casper advances to the next round.
Both drivers doing some real heads-up driving. Another Ford, the Grave Digger comes in. Dennis Anderson out of Chesapeake, Virginia. He'll be going again. A Texas-made early model Ford sedan delivery out of Virginia in the Grave Digger. Late model Ford sheet metal powered by an Allison aircraft engine lining up out of the Lone Star State of Texas.
Kong had some problems with its motor earlier. We'll see if he got it all worked out.
The yellow truck, the problem he had, the motor fattened up on him on the starting line. Remember how much black smoke kept coming out of it? He will want to go as quick as possible. He is ready. That's Jeff Dane. Motor looks a little bit healthier now. Now we go to the Grave Digger. The engine located behind the driver. Engine in both vehicles located to the rear of the truck. In this qualifying shot, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? Come on and go!
the Grave Digger and lives on to fight another round.
The Mad Dog of John Bream out of Missouri comes in the building. He'll be going up against the 4x4 Modern Day Outlaw. Buster Guffey driving the Modern Day Outlaw in Little Rock, Arkansas. John Bream doing the driving of the Bream Boys Racing Team Mad Dog 454 cubic inch big block Chevrolet out of Jefftown, Missouri. First round eliminations. So far, the two Texas Fords have advanced. Jeff Carter clears everything. Now they look to the end of the track, to the flashing red light for it to turn green. John Bream. Once again, both drivers running tight quarters. John Bream, the Mad Dog Chevrolet, advances in the elimination.
Mad Dog adds another win as the fans anxiously wait to see who's up next.
Who comes in now? The Clydesdale Chevrolet of Bennett Clark. And overtime out of South Carolina. Overtime in the building. Now what's happened? He has an oil or transmission line of some kind loose. That is not oil. And his transmission fluid is getting an exhaust header. I don't know what the problem is. He's out of South Carolina, runs a construction excavating company over there. Chandler Lloyd having a problem with the GMC. So it'll be the General Motors battle, GMC in the black vehicle, the Clydesdale Chevrolet carrying the blue colors. What's going to happen? They're looking at the red flashing light on the end, waiting for green. They've got it. Whoa! The Clydesdale trying to pull him back, not able to do it.
Clydesdale wins it and advances. Next up, King Kong and Stomper in the first heat of round 2. Steve Dane out of Texas comes up with a Ford. How about it, Ford people? Let's hear it for King Kong. Chevrolet people, how about for the Chevrolet Stomper? Mike Witt is going to starting line. If he loses this one, he goes on the trailer. He has got to put a hole shot on the King Kong Ford. Both drivers trying to make sure all four wheels are straight as can be. Witt looks out the door out of Mount Washington, Kentucky, out of Killeen, Texas. Steve Dane getting ready to take his shot. They look for a green flag. Turn the ignition off. Turn the ignition off. Mike Witt comes out of the vehicle. He is okay. Is the ignition off? Ignition off. Okay. And the Stomper goes over. You all right? Okay, you get is the ignition off? Do you know? The ignition off? Okay. Mike Witt right here on the spot. I want to thank all the other crews. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like we say, these guys are out. It is a war. Let's give Mike a round of applause. Mike, come here a minute real quick. Mike, you doing okay? Is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. It'll sink in later on tonight.
Said it'll sink in a little bit later tonight. What exactly happened? I mean, earlier in qualifying, we noticed you were getting a little bit late of a leaving and you're charging on the end. You had a good run going until you got to the last jump. What exactly happened there?
Well, the last jump, I hit it hard enough. The back wheels, when we got above the front wheels, then when I started stopping on the brakes, it flipped it over.
So the brakes are what caused the problem. When the truck got over so far, when you hit the brakes, it tipped on him. Ladies and gentlemen, he's okay. He's a tremendously fine young man, a friend of mine. I'm glad he's okay. Let's hear it for Mike Witt out of Mount Washington, Kentucky, in the Stomper Chevrolet.
That's it for Stomper tonight. Massive repairs will have to be made before it can run again. We have a real family feud coming up. King Kong with Steve Dane at the wheel going after his brother Jeff Dane in Kong. They look similar, but these are two very different vehicles. Kong is powered by an Allison V12 fighter plane motor mounted in the back of the truck.
One will stay alive. We're into the semifinals. They drew each other by qualifying teammates, brothers, Steve and Jeff Dane. Vehicle, close to the announcer stand, the most powerful monster truck in the nation. Allison aircraft powered, going against a Ford powered King Kong. Awesome Kong, King Kong.
Steve Dane beats out brother Jeff in a tight race right down to the finish line, and King Kong advances to the finals. He'll face either Casper or Mad Dog in the championship heat. Let's find out who it will be.
Coming in the building, the Mad Dog of John Bream. Bream comes out. He and his brother Bob broke out of the Jeff City, Missouri area. Mad Dog, first to build a truck specifically for competition. Coming in the building now, out of Pearl, Mississippi. Dale Harris, the Casper Toyota. Casper back in the program by virtue of the brake rule. John Bream psyched up. His brother Bob sits on the side of the track, staged and ready to go. Bream Boys Racing Team, keeping your eye on the flashing red light. Chevrolet, how about it? Toyota, where are you? Here we go. Watching the light. Bream coming out. John Bream. Bream hangs on. Well, the final will be set up. It'll be the Chevrolet, the Mad Dog, going head-to-head with one of the awesome Fords out of Texas. Texas going against Missouri in the final.
The finals are set. The King Kong Ford facing off against the Mad Dog Chevy.
Who's it gonna be? Ford, King Kong out of Texas. Steve Dane doing the driving. Here's a Chevrolet, the Mad Dog Chevrolet of John Bream, coming in to do his battle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's all about. It's been Chevrolet versus Ford, GMC, Toyota. It came down to two. ATV racing at its best. We hope you've had a good time tonight. They're psyching each other up. Both drivers ready. They are going to pull the trigger on you, believe me. No love lost between these guys. They've got the ultimate respect for each other until right now. They are going to go for each other's throat. How about my Ford people? It's a last hurrah for you right now. All right, Chevrolet. Where are my Chevrolet people? Here we go, side by side. Watching for a green light.
King Kong wins it all, but not without almost getting a little love tap from Mad Dog. It takes heads-up driving to keep these monster powerhouses under control, and we've seen the best tonight in Charlotte. Let's go down to trackside and talk with winner Steve Dane and Mad Dog driver John Bream.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ford out of Texas. Steve Dane takes the win. Now, hey, this is Charlotte, North Carolina. This is racing. That's what it's all about. How about giving him a big round of applause? Congratulations go to you, Steve. You did a fine job. How did it feel when you're going up against John and that Chevrolet in the final?
Well, we raced before. We were always tough. He wins some, I win some. I like the guy, and we had a good race there. I don't know what happened towards the end. It was really close. But I have to thank him for the good race. I want to thank everybody for coming out here. I love it, North Carolina. Thank you very much.
Steve Dane and John Bream, two of the toughest competitors on the Redman TNT monster truck circuit. Hard-fighting rivals, but best of friends off the track.
Welcome again My name is Orlando Juarez, and I take great pleasure in welcoming you to tonight's presentation by Curaçao's Monster Madness 92 in Curaçao.
Tonight, we have brought to Curaçao 6 of the most awesome monster trucks ever imported to an island in the Caribbean, competing for the title of Curaçao World Champion. Side-by-side competition on the double endurance course. The Monster Madness trucks include Bigfoot, Carolina Crusher, King Crunch, No Problem, Taurus, and Snakebite. The first big test of today's Polar Monster Madness number 5 is coming up in a matter of seconds, as each competitor, paired by their qualifying times, goes head-to-head, side-by-side, over hills and cars in a race for the championship. The trucks have to weigh at least 10,000 pounds. And these monsters all run on gas or alcohol fuels. There's no nitro in monster car competition. So what you're seeing is raw four-wheel drive power. It's awesome and it's risky, but the drivers are well protected with helmets, neck braces, and fire retardant suits and gloves. Taurus and Snakebite are lining up for the first run, and here it goes. Who won? It's hard to tell with the way the dirt's flying here at Curaçao's Polar Stadium. And we'll have to take another look while the fans hold their breath. It was a close run. Will the favorite stay alive? And there it is, Taurus by a tire length. They don't get any closer than that. Some of the folks here have been thinking all along that Bigfoot would be the strongest of today's challengers. But no problem, as the fast qualifier in the first round losers bracket poses a serious challenge to the legendary Ford monster truck. As you can see by what's happened so far, anything can happen on one of these tracks. We've already seen some tires blow, and a lot can depend on something as simple as how a truck lands on the ground. Let's watch. It looks like it might have been no problem for Bigfoot to stay in contention, but seeing is believing, and we're just going to have to take one more look at that to be sure. We ain't pitching horseshoes here in the Dutch Caribbean, and nothing is a given. And Bigfoot it is. Folks, we could be heading to the biggest showdown in the history of this competition.
So, Dan, that was quite an exciting ride here in this Curaçao night.
Thank you. I appreciate that. These tracks are hard to figure out, but we're doing good.
Since the Carolina Crusher was third in overall qualifying, you'd think this should be a fairly easy run over King Crunch. But nothing's guaranteed in monster truck racing. Rumor has it that the North Carolina Chevrolet has had some engine problems, which could wipe out that 1 second advantage he's holding right now over King Crunch. It looks like the crowd is thinking upset, but we'll all just have to wait and see if Gary Wiggins has cleared up those earlier problems. Uh-oh, it's fairly obvious something's wrong with the Crusher. And I guess we've got that upset after all. So it looks like King Crunch is going to move up to battle again in the semifinals. Maybe it's the warm Caribbean climate, maybe it's skill, or maybe we're talking about just plain old good luck.
Rob Roseman of King Crunch, that was quite an upset you scored.
Well, it feels good to be in the winner's circle for this weekend. As much troubles as I've had with the truck. Unfortunately, Carolina Crusher happened to come to the line with some breakage too, so I did get the win though, and I feel real good about that.
We're back to the semifinals here at Polar Stadium in magnificent Curacao. And Taurus, who almost got snake bit in the first round, appears ready to take on the challenge of the surprising King Crunch. A better-than-expected run by the King could spell yet another upset in today's Monster Madness, changing the whole complexion of what has already been a truly exciting day. We'll have to take another look at that one, but it didn't appear to be all that close. At least not as close as it could have been. But in monster truck racing, it's close enough. And it wasn't.
But Eldon, that exciting ride put you right in the finals.
Yeah, we're here one more time. We've got it from last night, and here we are again. Hopefully we can come out on top again.
And now the moment we've all been waiting for. The possible setup to a showdown to beat all showdowns. The legendary Bigfoot. The truck, they say, started it all. Bigfoot's got to get past one of today's surprise top contenders, though. And if you'd ask John Moore right now if he could beat Bigfoot, he'd likely tell you, no problem. As for Bigfoot, well, forget about the purse or the trophy. This one is for bragging rights. And here they go. And Bigfoot rises to the challenge. Boy, you can feel the excitement rising. We're going to have to look at that one again.
Quite a big surge after the second jump there.
Yeah, it was. These new trucks, though, Bob Chandler's got them pretty well dialed in. They land real well, and this truck seems to be working really well tonight. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
So now, Taurus and Bigfoot, you're really going to go for a piece of the heart of the people of Curacao in this final.
Yeah, I guess we got to sooner or later, so it might as well be tonight. I don't know. It might turn out good. It might turn out bad, but I can't blame the truck for anything. The truck's running good.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Bigfoot to the finals tonight.
Things couldn't have turned out better in beautiful Curacao today if you'd written a script. Fans have been waiting all year for the big showdown, and here it is. Taurus, the most popular contender in the Caribbean, lines up against the legendary Bigfoot, the granddaddy of all monster trucks, in a winner-take-all showdown. This will be one they'll be talking about for years to come. Two of the best, Ford versus Chevy, pride versus history, nearly 3,000 horsepower between them. This is the race of races in monster truckdom, and here they go. Oh man, it's out of the pits in a blaze of thunder and nearly over before you know it in a spectacular photo finish. Who won? The legend? The favorite? It's just too close to call, folks. Man, oh man, it just doesn't get any better than this.
So Taurus wins it all with that magnificent ride we just saw. How did it feel like?
It feels excellent. You know, the crowd's behind you. You just want to go. I want to thank everybody for having me here. I want to thank Stuntman Promotions. I want to thank Jack Willman for giving me the opportunity to drive his truck, and thank everybody involved.
Wasn't that the best race you had of all the races you had here in Curacao?
Yes, it was a very good race, very close race. Probably, like you said, one of the best.
So Eldon Depew of Granite City, Illinois, with Taurus is the winner of the Monster Madness in Curacao. And Felny will give him. Taurus is the champion of Monster Madness 92 in Curacao in the Dutch Caribbean.
Crusher driver Dale Hancock is gunning for a victory tonight, and he'll pull out all the stops.
Where's our Chevrolet fans once again? Chevy!
Out of Hilton Head, South Carolina, overtime comes in with the GMC 482 cubic inch. Keep an eye on this Ford. He built it for one reason. That's to be the #1 Ford in the country. He had to go against Bigfoot in a qualifying round. He wants to get to him in the finals.
Overtime in Crimson Crusher. They're ready and waiting for the flagman signal. The track officials are lining up Mad Dog and Clydesdale. The winner will face Crimson Crusher in the next heat. John Green would like nothing better than a chance to get at the Crusher. Clydesdale is the only thing standing in his way.
Put his brakes on when he came across the final mound of dirt. I thought for a while we were going to have our second accident here tonight. Mad Dog got on the brakes real quick when he came over the final mound of dirt, and it picked that back end up, and for a moment it looked like he was going to upset. Mad Dog, he'll be coming back.
The next heat is between the Texas Toy and Casper. Texas Toy rolled over no problem with no problem. But Casper comes to the starting line untested. Casper got a bye in the first run. All Dale Harris had to do was make it over the track to qualify for this round. As they line up, Texas Toy has to be considered a heavy favorite to win this one.
Out of Mississippi, they call him Casper, named after Casper the Friendly Ghost, Mr. Dale Harris. So in this round of semis, it'll be the Toyota out of Mississippi going against the Texas Ford side by side. Again, the winner stays alive. The loser goes on the trailer on the Redman All-American Pulling Series. Part of the TNT Motorsports sanctioned event. Advantage would have to be to the Texas Toy, lining up left side, long wheelbase. He got a straight shot out the door. The camera crew backs away. Casper will go after him. Kind of like pro soccer, going up on the RPM. Casper comes out, takes a shot. An upset, ladies and gentlemen. The Texas Toy goes down. Casper advances.
And Casper upsets Texas Toy in a tough fight right down to the finish line. Casper advances to meet none other than Bigfoot in the next round of action.
Everybody getting into it. Freedom Hall in Louisville, Kentucky, as Casper put one of the big ones down. The Texas Toy, having lane choice, didn't work for him. The Toyota will advance.
You really want to go after Bigfoot tonight, don't you?
I got both barrels loaded, and I'm coming for it.
All right, you really nailed it off the line. You didn't waste any time. Awful lot of excess bouncing out there. Does that concern you?
Not a whole lot if the truck can take it, because the good Lord's with me. I got his grace, and we're going to go for it tonight.
All right, let's hope he's with you later on. Dale Harris and Casper, he's going to be going against some awfully good trucks in this class. And Casper, we're still trying to get...
Ladies and gentlemen, Ford versus Chevrolet. One more time. And I got a feeling it's going to be one of the best races of the night. Right here, Dale Hancock going against John Green. No love lost. Believe me, Green comes out. He's got the neck brace. He'll be working the far side of the track out of Missouri. Dale Hancock, the Crimson Crusher out of Evansville, Indiana. Best in the Midwest. Both of them trying to go after Bigfoot to meet him in the final, but they got to get past each other to do it. We're coming back to you one more time. How about it, Ford people? You still believe in yourself, don't you? How about my Chevrolet people and the Mad Dog of John Green? Green backs up. Both drivers, they've been here before. The pressure's going on. This will be the last qualifying run in this semifinal round, side by side. One will advance. One will go in the trailer. Who will it be? The Crimson Crusher Ford or the Mad Dog? Heartbeat of America, Chevrolet of John Green. They're lined up. They start to fudge a little bit, start to roll. Group looks up. It's showtime, ladies and gentlemen. The red man, All-American military. Driver goes over. They need to hit the fuel shut-off. They need to kill the engine immediately. We need only the track personnel there. Only track people, no cigarettes in the area, please. Be advised, we need no cigarettes in the area. We need the track crew to take the case front end loader to get it squared away. Ladies and gentlemen, the track crew is prepared for events such as this. Dale Hancock, we understand, is okay. We can see him moving around inside the vehicle. This is motorsports, ladies and gentlemen. It looked like the roll cage. He comes out. You know, a lot of people, when they come to these things, think you're going to see kind of a show. You're seeing motorsports. You're seeing American racing. Dave Grimm working his way over to get an interview with Dale Hancock. But a very well-constructed vehicle, about 23,000 pounds of weight coming down on Dale. He comes out of it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he is. You saw it on tape out there as the truck did a barrel roll. Dale Hancock, first off, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I guess the roll bar helped out some, you know. I got a cage laying at home that I just bought that I went and picked up yesterday at the truck lines. That's probably what brought me bad luck.
All right, now what happened down there at the end? You really went at it tonight, awfully good run, but you came over and all of a sudden it happened so quick.
Well, I knew I was in trouble. I was on the brakes and it was standing up on its nose. And I was scared. I knew I needed to get back on the gas, but I was scared this crowd was right there and I couldn't see them. So the only thing I could do was just keep stopping because I was afraid if I gassed it, I'd run over him.
It all sort of happened, it looked like in slow motion.
Yeah, it felt like slow motion.
All right, well, I tell you, we're just glad and the good Lord willing that you're here right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy's a lucky guy. Let's give him another round of applause here. Louisville, Kentucky, Dale Hancock, the Crimson Crusher. Congratulations, and thank goodness you're here right now to talk about it.
Well, what happened? Who won?
All right, Dale.
Welcome to Pocono International Speedway in Pocono, Pennsylvania, home of the Winston Cup Series and the NASCAR Stars. But today, Pocono takes on a new look. 24,000 tons of clay dirt has been dumped on the front straightaway to make a power track combination. Not enough? Then how about monster trucks? As the two-day event came to an end, the rain began, but that didn't stop the monsters, so get out the umbrellas.
Boy, they're ready up here, I'll tell you. The Predator tracks against the Bounty Hunter. Okay, wait for the green light. It's on. Alan Pizzo, he's off first. I'll tell you, a good run for the track truck. Alan Pizzo, Millington, Michigan, the first track vehicle here today. The brand new Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter. Okay, we'll get both the guys up to the starting line side by side. One of these guys is going to go on, the other one, he's not going to go any further here today. The Laneco Super National Shootout right here at Pocono. I look for this to be a good, close match. I'll tell you, these are two top vehicles in the nation, the Virginia Giant and the brand new Carolina Crusher. Okay, waiting for the green light. We're off and running. Gary Porter. Let's give him another big hand as he comes up by another round. Gary Porter. Brand new 1991 Chevrolet Gary Porter out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. And like I said, that's the one without any lettering on the orange and the yellow and the red one. Coming up to the line, Steve has Columbia City, Indiana. He's at the line. Kid Raring, the Thunder Chicken, coming up there. The red light is on. Soon as the green light goes, that's when the competition will start. The Nightmare. Okay, the Nightmare, I believe. Yeah, man. Well, the Nightmare, Steve Hess out of Columbia City, Indiana. I'll tell you what, a beautiful looking truck. So coming in number 1 in qualification, the Carolina Crusher in the tire trucks, and number 1 in the track trucks was Predator Tracks. The Predator, Alan Pizzo. The Equalizer, Deal Wilson. Okay, the Chevrolet at the line. The GMC pulling up, waiting for the green light. Here we go. The winner will move on. Look at this. I'll tell you what, you're looking good.
Bill Wilson put the Equalizer in the top spot in the Tracks division.
I'll tell you what, a very impressive run for Neil. Okay, here we go. One of these guys, boy, look, I'll tell you. The Carolina Crusher, the far side. Over on the grandstand side, Gary Porter. On the pit side over here, the Nightmare of Steve Hess. Okay, well, one of you people is going to have a bigger smile after this round is over. Okay, they're bringing him up to the line. Gary Porter, Steve Hess. They're at the line. Look at this.
Gary Porter with the Carolina Crusher takes top spot in the tire division and will take on Bill Wilson's Equalizer Tracks in the third and final round.
I'll tell you what, Steve Hess gave it all he had. If Gary Porter would have messed up just a little bit, Steve Hess, that was a good close round. And here comes the guy that's going to move on, Gary Porter. Okay, they say we're ready. The final round, Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher, the brand new 1991 Chevrolet, Wadesboro, North Carolina. Getting the carbon all cleaned out of it, Deal Wilson, the Equalizer. Gary Porter, the Carolina Crusher. Head-to-head, the final round. Which one's going to be the baddest truck at Pocono?
No competition at all. The Equalizer Tracks gives way to Gary Porter. Gary Porter's new 1991 Chevrolet, the Carolina Crusher, takes the win in the Monster Truck Shootout. Monster trucks, 24,000 tons of dirt and 6 inches of rain equals the biggest mud show in Pennsylvania.
The big man from Blanco, and thank you for everything you've done.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to cold, snowy St. Paul, Minnesota, where tonight we've got the TNT Monster Truck Racing Winter Nationals.
Last night in the St. Paul Civic Center, a monster truck battle to the death. Grave Digger put away both Bigfoot and King Kong to win the 10-truck elimination. And the monster trucks are back this afternoon in St. Paul for another battle royal.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Texas against Minnesota. Rick Young out of Prior Lake, Minnesota with Barely Tame, a 1979 Ford. Going against King Kong number 3, Steve Dane out of Killeen, Texas with King Kong number 3, the 1986 Ford, a 460 cubic inch Ford engine. It'll be Ford versus Ford, a knockdown, drag-out battle. Let's turn it on, Minnesota. Let's go, you Gophers. Cheer on the Minnesota. And here he comes. They're ready to turn it loose. Here he comes. King Kong comes over. Look at him go. Look at him go. Hey, he's really down. He's almost ready to... Well, Barely, and Barely Tame has come to a halt on that last car. King Kong number 3 making it look easy. Did you see the tire speed that he had? He had lane choice. He went for the left lane. We're going to need a loader or a forklift to pick up Barely Tame.
Gentle Ben with Jim Bowman at the wheel will be up next against Doug Spanier in the Master of Disaster.
Here they come now. Master of Disaster. The Master of Disaster from Albany, Minnesota. Doug Spanier is going to win it. And he beats Gentle Ben. All right, now we go to Leadfoot. Remember, it was Leadfoot that had all kinds of problems. Ron Dennis from Flagstaff, Arizona. And you can see again, Leadfoot has got problems. Let's give him a nice round of applause, everybody. The Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter, out of Wadesboro, North Carolina. Leadfoot has got all kinds of problems here tonight from Flagstaff, Arizona. The engine is hot. He's hot under the collar. He said, what do I got to do to win this thing?
Leadfoot loses the front left tire, and the Carolina Crusher advances to the second round.
The Dane brothers have their family here tonight at the Civic Center Arena in St. Paul. They'd love to win this for Mom and Dad. 2 beautifully prepared Ford trucks with Chevrolet engines in them. Awesome Kong and King Kong. So far, they're 1 for 1, and they want to make it 2 for 2. They're going against the Dodge. This should be pretty much a hands-down win for Awesome Kong number 2. Let's see what happens. There goes! And they're on their way now. Here they go! Awesome Kong's got problems. Here comes Bad Man. Here comes Bad Man. Look at Awesome Kong. No, I don't know. This is going to be close. Oh, my word. It was a much closer race than we had expected. Awesome Kong had problems getting off the line. But he does win it. He wins it by a matter of feet and seconds.
Awesome Kong wins it after a slow start. Jeff Dane will have his work cut out for him to get the engine primed for Grave Digger.
The Dane brothers from Killeen, Texas are looking awfully good. But remember, the Grave Digger now is going to move in on this next round of heats. King Kong now going against the Master of Disaster. King Kong 3 being driven by Steve Dane, the Master of Disaster. Doug Spanier out of Albany, Minnesota, the 1984 Chevrolet. Texas against Minnesota. Here we go. They're up and up. Here comes King Kong number 3. There he goes. King Kong number 3 up and over. Come on, over. Here goes Master Disaster. There they go. King Kong 3 continues on. King Kong 3 looking awfully strong in front of his family here tonight at the St. Paul Civic Center. Well, this is a match, well, it's made in monster truck heaven. Awesome Kong going against the Grave Digger. Remember, the Grave Digger had a bye because he was the fastest qualifier. I'd call it a heads up. Grave Digger's wild and crazy, but Awesome Kong is as well. Both drivers will put their foot into the accelerator and go like the devil. It's anybody's game. Here we go. Awesome Kong has decided he wants the right lane. How many of you like Awesome Kong? How many of you like the Grave Digger? All right. The Grave Digger has the thunderous applause of the fans here in the Civic Center Arena. He's the pre-monster truck race favorite. Let's see what happened. Awesome Kong doesn't want to lose. He didn't come all the way from Texas to lose this race. Grave Digger from Virginia. Anybody's ball game. Push the pedal to the metal. Turn it loose. Power against power. Here they go. Question about it. And Awesome Kong does not even finish the race. Awesome Kong gives up. The Grave Digger, let's get a word in with him. All right. Well, I tell you, we continue to interview Dennis Anderson from Chesapeake, Virginia, because he continues to win. He was the fastest qualifier. Now he has beat Awesome Kong. Congratulations, Dennis.
Thank you. I need to win here tonight. I've got some big, heavy-duty bills at home that's got to be paid, so I got
Let's get that helmet off so we can hear you, all right? We're having a little trouble hearing with all the noise here at the Civic Center Arena, and I'll tell you, we want to get every word that you have to say here. It was a great run, I'll tell you. You continue to look awfully strong. Awesome Kong did not give you the kind of race that we expected.
All right, yeah, I think he's having a little fuel problem right now, too, but I just got to keep my mess together and do my part of it.
Why do you have the motor in the rear end of the truck?
Well, really, I done it for when I was jumping cars that I wouldn't nosedive, but now I've got a stronger motor. I think I need to move my motor ahead some.
Well, I tell you, you're looking a little heavy on the back, but good luck. This is going to go right down to the wire.
All right, thank you.
Steve Dane going against the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter. Lining it up. Here we go. The green light is on. I don't know. Did you see the wave? King Kong 3. Oh, my word. They do things wild and crazy in Texas, and they're going all out. They want to win. They think Bigfoot may be the guy they go against. I'll tell you, for a while, it didn't look like you were going to make it, Steve Dane, because you really got cattywampused on the left track. What happened?
I got a new steering system in there. The whole truck's been rebuilt in December. We took about 3 weeks off. We rebuilt it all. And the steering is over-responsive. I only got to turn it about a quarter turn, and it turns completely to one side. And there's nothing I'd rather do than beat Bigfoot tonight.
It'll be King Kong going against the Grave Digger. This is going to be a battle to the finish. Here they go, gentlemen. King Kong 3 going against the Grave Digger. They go out to a good start. Here they come. Look at the Grave Digger. Look at King Kong. There they go. There they go. Oh, I don't know. Oh, my word. All right. Close. All right, Rich. What do you think, Rich? Good race.
Yeah, it was real good. Everybody's running a lot harder as it gets to the finish line, but I think it's hard to say. I wasn't standing at the finish line, so I ran out to stay right now.
I tell you, he's a real crowd favorite, no question about it. We're going to get the times here in just a moment.
I'm not sure.
All right, before we call it, Grave Digger coming out. Grave Digger wins it! Grave Digger wins it. King Kong, number 3, comes in number 2. And I'll tell you, Bob Chandler and Rich Hoosier, what would you like to say to the winner of Grave Digger?
Congratulations. You ran a good race.
No question about it. Coming from the guys with Bigfoot. That's a real compliment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him another round of applause all the way from Chesapeake, Virginia. Your winner, Dennis Anderson and Grave Digger. Unbelievable. As young Mr. Dane goes down to congratulate him, it was a wild finish. It looked like dead even halfway through the race. But then King Kong 3 got sideways as he went over those last 6 cars. He just didn't have enough speed. And let's get Dennis Anderson down here right now and get a word in with him. I'll tell you, he's made a lot of fans here in St. Paul, Minnesota tonight. Dennis Anderson, congratulations. Gotta be, is it the biggest moment of your monster truck career?
Yeah, it is. I finally beat Bigfoot, the Kong brothers, the whole 9 yards.
All right, well, I'll tell you, you've beaten the best tonight, and the runner-up this evening made a great and valiant try. It was very close. Congratulations.
All right, thank you. Thank you all very much for being here, too.
Dennis Anderson from Chesapeake, Virginia. He upsets Bigfoot, then he upsets King Kong number 3, the biggest moment in his young monster truck racing career.
So close and yet so far. Steve Dane and King Kong were 1 shot away from the championship, but Grave Digger put him away.
All right, I did
it. Supercharged 2-wheel drive truck wheel stands and tenacious 4x4s digging in. More horsepower than you have ever witnessed in action. Be there and experience the thrill of the most powerful sport on earth.
The monsters are back and they're ready to rumble! 50 of the most awesome monster trucks ever assembled in one video. Monster Madness 2. Hear the power, feel the noise! Yes, they're all here in one 60-minute video for only $12.95. More dirt, more firepower, more horsepower. Witness the monster trucks that defy gravity or at least try. Whether it's racing on dirt or digging in the sand, Monster Madness 2. More racing, more jumping, more action. From the beaches at Wildwood, New Jersey to the high-jumping athletics at the State Fair. Plus, Transformer, the fire-breathing, metal-eating, transforming dinosaur of destruction. Eating, ripping, burning anything in his way. Monster Madness has it all. It's only $12.95 plus shipping. Available only through this TV office. Call today!